So Nintendo has filed a brand new confidential application. Basically, this is like a sort of patent that has to be done by companies when you're making a new product, basically to prevent other companies from stealing it, stealing the idea, whatever. So this was filed through the United States Federal Communications Commission, or obviously the FCC. Now here's the thing, right away, right when you hear that, and right when I heard that, you're probably thinking like, well, this is just the new Nintendo console, the announcement for it is coming up very soon. Nintendo themselves have even said that. So obviously that is exactly what this is, but no, it's very unlikely that that is what this is. And actually, kind of to expand on why we know that's not the case, well, about a week ago, there was a leak of the alleged Switch 2, and basically, this leak has been quote-unquote confirmed by a lot of trusted sources, and basically it looks exactly like a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, it kind of just looks like Nintendo maybe switched around a few things, no pun intended, but overall, just right when you look at it, it looks to me exactly like a Nintendo Switch, which is definitely not a bad thing. They've obviously found great success with the Switch, but the point I'm getting at is that with this brand new patent, this seems to be something entirely different. This is completely separate from the leak that came out last week that I just talked about. Now, not everything, and even really not most of this product is known to the general public right now, but there are some things, some design specifics, some specs that are actually known, and it's very clear that this is not the Switch. The design of this brand new patent is actually something like a small box. I think of, like, for example, like the size, just the general dimensions of, like, say, a small speaker or even like a jewelry box. Yeah, it kind of just seems like it's something small and square like that you could maybe just put on an end table. Definitely smaller than a console itself, but it is some kind of wireless device. So as it is stated, the device has a square shape with rounded corners. It does have a USB-C connection. It also has Wi-Fi radio, but it looks like it lacks Bluetooth capabilities. But the main thing to me that sticks out, and a lot of other people were pointing this out as well, that kind of stuck out to them, is the 24 gigahertz wave sensor. Now, for dummies like me who don't really know the specifics of what exactly, that actually is, the main takeaway here is the sensor. Like, this is actually, it seems to be anyway, a motion sensor. And furthermore, this doesn't seem to be like a mobile device. It doesn't even have a battery in it. It looks like it has to be plugged into the wall or something to actually work on its own. So to me, it seems like a sort of accessory product. Like, it maybe doesn't just function as its own thing. I think it just kind of functions as an accessory to something else. Probably, I'm assuming, the Switch 2. Now, this could be a ton of different things. The possibilities are, of course, endless, but to me, I'm thinking this could be something like, with the motion sensing, I feel like this could be some sort of an extension or expansion on what we had in, like, the late 2000s with the Wiimote. And even I could see this being something like the Kinect, that old product that we all had, we all got one time for Christmas and then kind of forgot about it after 2 months. Yeah, it was like the motion sensing Xbox thing back in the 2010s. It really was a good idea, but it was just way ahead of its time. I always thought, the execution was just off, but give it a few years, maybe give it a couple decades, and it could function pretty well. I feel like this could be something like that. I think the next console we are going to get from Nintendo is going to be extremely similar to what we have right now. It seems, especially with that leak from a week ago, that what we are getting with the Switch 2 is very much a Switch 2. It's just kind of an extension of what the Switch already is. But Nintendo, with new consoles, they always have a different thing. They always have some sort of gimmick that just makes the play style different. I could see this being exactly what makes this console that thing. I feel like this is cool too because I think something like this could just be, like the Kinect for the Xbox, it could be entirely optional. So maybe it costs $200 or $300, but you don't actually have to pay for it if you don't want it. Very cool stuff. We do know though that with the model number, that is CLO-001, that actually means that this is its own thing. Yeah, model numbers for like the same model always go in numerical order, so it always starts in 001. So like the Switch's model number is HAC, so if it was like another Switch variation, it would be HAC and then some other number. But yeah, CLO-001, that obviously suggests this is a totally brand new thing. So there is a confidentiality request in this application for 180 days. This means that 180 days after it was filed, it can then become public information, whatever is in this application. Now this was filed yesterday, August 22nd, so 180 days from then is February 18th of next year. Now we could get some sort of a reveal by Nintendo slightly before then, but interestingly enough, February of 2025 is very close to when people think think this Switch 2 is at least going to get announced, but it might even get released in like early to maybe mid 2025. Yeah, a lot of stuff is happening next year with Nintendo, with a new console being revealed and probably released, and now it would seem that we have something else, something maybe extra, something adding on to the Nintendo Switch 2 to also look forward to. This could really change up the overall gameplay style and, whatever the gimmick is for Nintendo's next console. We could be looking at exactly what is to come.